Scum just dropped a new update, and I think it is a really good one. It adds some difficulty, more items, and more ways to die and kill. Let's get into it. Out of all the things that couldn't kill you in this game, fire was it. Finally, after being able to die by only falling, drowning, getting stepped on by mechs, shot, stabbed, and blown up, you can now burn to death as well. Heavens above, finally. It's not instant death, of course. You could just live with various degrees of burns. The severity of your burn will depend on the duration of your burn and the temperature of the fire or heat source that you got burned from. You can receive burns from 1st degree all the way to 3rd degree. All of the degree burns reduce your dexterity, but additional penalties are given to you at 2nd and 3rd because the developers love you. The 2nd degree burn gives you weakness, and the 3rd degree burn gives you weakness and dizziness. But of course, as they themselves have said, they never add something to the game that kills you without giving you a way to heal or defend yourself. Unless it's the max. That being said, they have introduced burn gels. One you can find and the other you can craft. And I am assuming you can craft it out of aloe vera. The application of these gels helps your burn stabilize quicker. And it is important to note that you can't only get injured from fire by stepping through a fireplace like a dummy. The developers have now turned on another weapon on these sentries, the Flamethrower. And they usually trigger these whenever you get pretty close in proximity to them, so have fun trying to run around them. They will just burn you now. Vehicles have received some much needed tender love and care. They are now more modular than ever, meaning that you can completely disassemble the vehicle and drive with only the axles, wheels, and seats. All of the body parts of the vehicle can be damaged individually, which I think will make for a more immersive experience for vehicle maintenance. The developers hinted that this was a huge step in the right direction for getting the old vehicles introduced back into the game as well, but said more will be shared about that later. And the last thing on vehicles is that you can once again run over puppets and players. The absence of that feature was actually one of the more annoying ones to me. Whenever I would go to run over a puppet, it would just stand there and damage my vehicle. Now the tables have turned. There are other additions to the game like a glass shiv and also another craftable battery charger, plus numerous bug fixes, balances, and quality of life fixes. I won't go over all of them, but let's talk about some. The sentries will now drop kill box cards when killed, which is huge because I never saw a really big incentive to go after a sentry to begin with. I mean, they do drop things like grenades and ammo and then also the BCU lock, but if you're not big in the bases like me, then that's very of limited value regardless. The duration of the fight, the amount of the ammo required, the high likelihood of death all stood as obstacles, but let's be honest, they still do. I'm good not going through a sentry to gain access to a kill box. Really cool to have the option though. I always know where to find a card now, but the server admins can actually add kill box cards to the traders as well if they want to. Medical lockers inside the bunkers and elsewhere are now guaranteed to have one item in all of them, and antibiotics have been added to the spawn pool as well. And the last one I want to talk about is the fog removal from Samabor during the daytime. Now this is apparently a more controversial decision, but they did put a poll out asking players for feedback and it was nearly 50-50. I can't say they made the unpopular call. Overall, this was a solid update and I love the work they are putting in. If you made it this far, consider subscribing for more videos like this and I'll see you there. Happy surviving, Path out.